I am way too caffeinated right now. All right. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Monoxide Podcast for episode 43. I'm your host, Harris, a.k.a. Monoxide, man of many automotive aspirations. And I'm here with my co-host, who also has many automotive aspirations. How you doing, my uncaffeinated co-host?
There's no way I could never aspire to be as great as you. You have, when you come up to me and you're talking to me, I'm like, whoa, dude, like, chill. I just want to do, like, the bare minimum to get by here.
Well, you're succeeding in that.
All right. Well, my name's Sean. I drive an orange BMW 1M and a blue Durango Hellcat. That's my daddy wagon. And this is the Monoxide Podcast, where we take you beyond the meat and introduce you to some of the people that make our community so great.
And today, somebody who makes our community so great, Mr. Road Course, Autocross, Mr. I don't know what to call you. You're just on the track more than anything else. And, you know, funny enough, we had a discussion about this a few weeks ago. Not all show cars are race cars, but all race cars are show cars. And I think you fit the bill on that because I love your Evo. It is a beautiful car. So we'll talk about that again. But Piero's an OG, dude. What was it? Episode 5, I think?
4.
Yeah,
we were just talking about that.
A while back.
Yeah, so you were our third ever guest. So now that we are, you know, damn near, 40 episodes later, we had to get you back on here, especially since it's later in I was in the winter when we were recording with him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. So you just had a whole track season because, like, your last event's next week, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My last autocross for the season. Yep.
So tell us a little bit. I don't know. I feel like I want to talk a little bit about that BRZ. Is that BRZ or an FRS? FRS, because
I'm not that rich to own a BRZ.
Is there a price difference in them?
I have no idea. They're all the same.
Yeah, the badge is more expensive.
Yeah.
Actually, no, I remember like a few years ago, one of them was like a higher premium.
I think the BRZ is a higher trim.
Was it?
Is that the Toyota?
Well, the Toyota is once they closed Scion. So it just turned out to be the 86. No more FRSs. So once the FRS was out, the 86 came in.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that thing has a full-blown freaking race seat in there. Is that, by the way, do you buy knockoff parts? No, you buy all the legit Sparco stuff. Like, you actually care about safety?
Well, yeah, I mean, once your life is on the line, yeah, I do.
Yeah,
I mean, it's how much you're worth, right?
Yeah.
So, yeah, I don't buy knockoff stuff.
Did you watch the Dona Media High Low episode about it?
Oh, yeah, all of them.
Yeah. So it's like you kind of know what's up.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you don't do anything sketchy. So which car have you been tracking more this year? Still the Evo?
No, the Evo has been in the back burner because we had issues blowing up turbos. So I blew 3 turbos this year again. So just put in the back and then just not worry about it. Figure out what was the problem. We kind of figured what the problem was, but until we test and everything, don't know. So I've just been tracking that for us. So much cheaper to do it than the Evo anyways. So.
Do you do the same track events just in a different class then?
Yep. So the Evo used to be in Street Mod, and this car is in Club TR with GridLife. Okay,
and then what kind of... so is the FRS tuned at all?
Yeah, so since last time we spoke on the podcast, it got an engine swap.
Okay.
So it got the F824 out of the 2023 BRZ.
Oh, okay.
Instead of the F820 that they usually come with. So it picked up 55 horse, which is a lot.
For a little car like that, that's a lot.
And 30 foot-pounds of torque.
Wow. Yeah, what is that? That's like 25% increase in power.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It's ridiculous how much power that little thing made.
What's the difference between the Street Mod and you said Club TR?
Yeah.
So I remember Street Mod, that would be like, you know, full modifications. You got wings, you got aero bits up the wazoo on that thing, and you got, you know, upgraded engine components.
Yeah. So Street Mod, they allow you to have a wing no bigger than the width of the car. A splitter that's no longer 5 inches from the bumper. You're allowed to have a built engine or mix match engines. As much boost as you want, but you're restricted to 200 tread wear tires. All-wheel drive cannot have more than a 255 tire. Rear-wheel drive no more than a 285. So there's still things that you have to keep, like carpet and all that stuff, radios, so the car stays in Street Mod.
Okay.
Yeah. Real quick, pull the mic just a little bit towards you. There we go. All right, cool. Less editing for me.
Yeah, sorry.
And then the Club TR?
Club TR is more like the easier on budget to get in. So it's like you can have a car that is no bigger than a 2.5 liter NA. You cannot have more than a 1.6 liter turbo. If you have a turbo car, you cannot up the boost. E85 is allowed. No interior. No more than 3 inches on splitter. Wing cannot be bigger than a certain size. It has to be like 69 or 70 something inches. Yeah, so it's very competitive. A lot of K-swap cars, Civics, FRSs with a K-swap, FA24s now, S2000. So there's a lot of cars there.
I was gonna say, so what do you normally see in these classes?
There's a lot of BRZs, FRSs that are K-swapped, Civics that are K-swapped, FA24s, and S2000s with K-series. So
it's just anything that you can put a Honda K series.
Pretty
in.
much, yeah. We tried something different with RS Motors. To compete with a K series, because a K swap in our cars is like $17,000, and that doesn't make it budget friendly anymore.
Yeah, what?
Yeah, it's the K swap. The K power kit is like 11 grand without an engine, without wiring, without tune. It's ridiculous.
Oh my gosh. So I mean, so it was supposed to be a budget friendly class.
Oh, it's not budget friendly anymore.
Yeah, and then people just took it to a whole nother level because they're way too competitive. And once you do that, people have to, shell out money to stay competitive.
Yeah.
So what was originally like the purpose of the class? Like, was it, obviously for smaller engines? So, so it was like older Hondas or what?
Well, the idea for this is that it was supposed to be budget friendly compared to like anything else, but it was like a step down from GridLife has something called GridLife Touring Cup, which is the wheel-to-wheel series, and these cars are pretty much ready for GLTC wheel-to-wheel, but you need a cage. So once you put a cage and a fire suppression system, then you can just go race in GLTC, which is what I'm planning to do.
Okay.
Yeah. So
that's when you're racing against other people on track?
Correct. Yeah.
Oh, that's going to be sick.
Yeah, wheel to wheel.
Yeah, I figured it was wheel to wheel. I just want to confirm for those of us that are a little slow, Sean. Some of us are a little slow. Yeah, so that's freaking sweet, dude. So you've basically just been building the heck out of the FRS then. Damn it, I lost the question. I had a question earlier what I was going to ask. The heck was it? I'm losing it today.
Drink more Jocko.
I know, dude. I think my brain's going a little too fast with this Jocko today because this is my second one.
Yeah.
So.
Okay. Maybe slow down on the Jocko.
You mean drink more? Is that how
slow
it works?
Down. No,
well, that's what they
slow.
say at parties, right?
Break.
This is good.
Yeah,
no,
I told you.
Yeah, no, that's what they say at parties, though. It's like, oh, if you're not feeling the Coke, do more. I think that's what they say, right?
No, I think it means you got a bad, batch. You're just snorting baking soda at that point.
Oh my god, you gotta test everything nowadays. Oh, that's what I was gonna ask. Oh my god, it finally came back to me. So you basically have to know all these rules. Then you have to be on top.
Well, there's a rule book that you can look it up. So
do they all follow from the same general rule book then?
Yep.
Okay.
We all have the same rule book, which is pretty interesting because it makes it so competitive.
So what happens if you don't adhere to the rule? Then you just get disqualified?
Yeah, you get put in a different class, pretty much.
So you get put in a different class. You won't get disqualified. You just get put in a different class then.
Yeah. There's a class for everybody.
But I mean, think about it.
There's a class for me. Yeah. I'll tell you about that.
Yeah, there's 200 horsepower cars. If my car, because it has aero, it cannot go to street class. It has to go to street mod. And I'm competing against people making 700 horse. Like, what's my little car gonna do?
Exactly.
You get walked on straights.
Yeah, well, especially if it's road course. Like, it's not as easy as I shouldn't say as easy, but like autocross, you can get away with
low power.
Yeah,
less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess because you even tuned down your Evo, right? At one point.
Oh yeah, now it's making 330 horse.
And it was making what, 400 something?
It was making 510.
510. That's a lot in that little car, dude.
Yeah, that car was a ripper.
I really wish I could talk details about a certain Evo right now, but I'll have to say it off camera. But
I kind of know what kind of car you're talking
about. You know who I'm talking about. Because so how much do you talk to Ronnie at RS Motors?
I was just there yesterday.
Yeah, so you know what I'm talking about then.
Yeah. So I'm talking about a certain Evo that just came. Yep.
Yeah. That thing is gonna be fast, dude.
I already know how much power it made.
Yeah, I know.
I can't say, but
the new power?
Huh?
The new power, like the retune?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what you guys are talking about, so I can only imagine how the listeners feel right now. They're like, "Shut up!"
No. The listeners
You'll have to wait for the next episode.
The listeners will know. I think by the time this drops, I think the announcement will be made. I hope.
Probably.
I can't talk any further about it, but so.
Oh my gosh! So I want to know what's the new budget-friendly class then? If this one now has a $17,000 price tag on top of the vehicle.
Now, it's a class that everybody loves. Is the Honda Fit, the Sunday Cup.
Yeah.
Oh my
God. We saw a couple Honda Fits running at Road America last weekend.
Best freaking budget-friendly car.
Why? Why is it so awesome? We saw a lot of them.
You make 90 horse. What are you gonna break? You're not gonna break an axle or a transmission.
Yeah, I get it. You know, it's the whole less is more, and it kind of just helps you build on your driver skills more than relying on the vehicle itself.
So last weekend when I was in Heartland, the Honda Fits, first to sixth place, were all divided by 0.2 of a second. The 6 cars in 0.2 of a second. That's ridiculous.
That's tight.
Wow.
Yeah, like from first to sixth was 0.2 of a second.
That is freaking crazy.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure you saw it on my face. Like it was really delayed. Like I took a sip and I'm like, did you just say 0.2? Like that's tight. Even if you get into like fast cars like Formula One, like a grid of 0.2, like that's
tight.
And
imagine making it in a car that makes 90 horsepower.
So are all those guys just equally like skilled?
Yeah, pretty much. The cars are the same.
Right.
But the cool part about it is like every event there's somebody else that won, you know?
Right.
So it's pretty cool. I like Sunday Cup. It's the new budget-friendly car.
So, and I didn't get to see the what's all done to them. They're completely stock. You know, there's no swapping the motor out. There's no, like exhaust modifications. I think
you can have like a catback. I mean, you cannot pass. I don't even know what it is. I think it's 25-to-1 power to weight ratio. So 25 pounds per horsepower.
Oh, okay. So, and then, but what about, stripping out the interior, putting in like,
as long as you're 25-to-1.
Okay. So as long as you're 25-to-1. So 25 pounds for each horsepower.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to think, would you be adding weight then if you like added a roll cage, you know, because you need safety, and you strip out the seats that you don't need and then you lose weight.
Yeah. It's just ridiculous because those guys are just balls to the walls, man.
Yeah.
Like you're talking about, like whenever you're hitting your brake marker, they're still going because they're like, I need that 1/10 of a second.
Yeah.
And that's like 10 feet every time. Is like, oh no, that's ridiculous. But yeah, it's awesome to watch.
All right, let's get a couple Honda Fits.
What do they cost?
Well, the cars you can find it for like $3,000.
Yeah, I can't imagine they cost more than $5,000.
Yeah, and then you put like a nice set of coilovers, Falcon tires, and just go for a rip.
Oh my god! And some aftermarket wheels. That thing would look clean.
Yep, I think you cannot have more than a 225 tire, 215 tire, something like that.
Oh my god, it's like a bicycle tire, dude.
Yeah, I know. It's awesome.
I rock 225s on the Golf in the winter.
Okay.
Yeah,
skinnier tires better in winter anyways.
Yeah. Oh yeah, dude. Like today, like we were over here, I was ripping the GTR over here and I got 325s on there. And I got squirrely at a stoplight at the rain, and it's dry-ish, but since it's such a wide tire and it's a summer tire, like I was at like 3,000 or 4,000 RPM and just lost it a little bit.
I think it spun from second to third.
Yeah, it's still slick out there today. And today we're at, I got to give the shout out here. We are at the Chanhassen Motorplex, 4 Cars and Caves. So hopefully,
last Saturday of every month. And is this the final month?
I think it might be because, it's...
That's one more in October, though.
Maybe. I think it's pending weather.
Yeah.
Knowing Marcus, who coordinates this event, and he'll be back next year. I'm so excited to have him back. So basically, he had like a board meeting to be like, hey, are you running a good show? He's running a good show, so he'll be back next year. But, so I think he'll do it pending on weather. Like, he'll just be like, all right, YOLO, let's do it. So, yeah, it's a good show. I think compared to what it was like last year, like people actually show up for this one. Like we had a big pre-meet today of like 20 cars.
Yeah.
So
that's pretty good.
So one thing I really, really wanted to talk to you about, just because I might be getting involved into something here next year. What are your favorite tracks?
Well, I remember when you sent me the text, it was your favorite tracks within 10 hours from here.
Yeah, let's just go in let's go in general.
Okay. Probably my favorite track ever that I can't wait to go back on is National Corvette Museum in Kentucky, Bowling Green, Kentucky. Dude, that track is the most amazing thing I've ever been on.
How big is it again?
I don't know. It's 25 corners. So it's a lot.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's got more than freaking Coda. and your hands are moving constantly. You got high-speed corners. You got elevation. You got even a little jump in there. It's awesome.
That is an expensive track. So I was trying to get that track for Whiplash Rally. I can't remember what it was. I want to say it was 32 or 40 grand for a weekend. They don't do
for just a weekend. Oh, for 2 days.
Yeah, because you're not allowed to. Some tracks they have. They don't rent it out for just a single day. You have to do like the full weekend.
Yeah.
So 2 days is like the minimum. So like, you know, if you have like a little festival or something like that, like they only care for the big guys that, you know, if Porsche Club of America goes there, they're going to do it for 2 days. Yeah. So they can get all their members coming in. We had a lot of Porsches over at Road America during the rally.
There were some crazy Club Sport ones that I've, you know, only seen in videos.
Dream car.
Yeah.
Dream car, man.
Club Sport Porsche?
Yeah, like a GT2 RS Club Sport.
Oh man, did we see any? I don't think there's any GT2 RS ones over there.
No, not GT2 RS, but like literally like stripped down like
GT3s, GT4s. Yeah, that is nuts.
There's a couple here that go to a Slowpokes event. The GT2 RSs.
Yeah,
Club Sports.
Wow, really? Okay.
Oh, there's crazy amounts of money in the Slowpokes event.
A lot of money goes into those Club Sport cars too, because like you're going through.
I think they're like $650,000 for a car.
Depends on probably the GT2s.
Yeah, the GT2 RS Club Sports.
I think the GT4s you can get sub 200 or around 200. I don't know. It's all over the place. That is, you need money for that.
I want a Porsche, man. I just want a Porsche.
Dude, they're fun. It's a different kind of fun though. So I drove the Drivified GT3 a number of weeks ago, and it was amazing in every way. And we talked about it. I want to say it was last episode or the episode before. We talked about how everybody's spoiled with power now. Everybody needs more power. Everything needs to have 800, 900 horsepower. Yep. And that Porsche is like 500 or whatever. And it's like, I find myself wanting more because I'm a speed demon. But if you can appreciate that car for what it is for a track car, it's freaking phenomenal. I actually just watched the Chris Harris video. He just drove the new GT3 RS. Have either of you seen that?
No, I haven't watched the new Top Gear.
No, it's not on Top Gear. It's just it's on his personal YouTube channel. It's like a 4-minute video. Dude. Those new GT3 RSs are freaking beautiful, and they're literally saying like this should not be street legal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
have you seen how fast they corner?
They look insane.
Yeah. Have you seen how fast they corner? And you can move dials for the traction control, and yeah, like that's a dream car, man. That's like an F1 car just in your hands.
So here's a great question. What are your thoughts on cars getting more technology, right? Because that Porsche GT3 RS, it has a mountain of technology in there, but you're able to take corners faster and faster. And I feel like as a driver, you almost never, or not never, but I feel like it's got to be harder to find that limit, right?
Yeah. Well, I mean, with even just new tire compounds that come out every year, you know, there's different tire compounds that you're like, oh, used to be able to take this corner at like 80 and I can take it at 90 because the tire lets you do that. Mm-hmm. But I mean, just it has to come to driver. The driver gets that little feel when the car moves under you or something, you know.
So do you feel like even though there's a lot more technology, it still takes an equal or a lot of driver skill still?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay. Yeah, because like when you drive some of those older cars, like sketchy cars, like, you know, I mean, what year's your Evo?
03.
03. So I mean that's not too old. It's still like it's got a lot of modern technology. But if you go,
ABS. Yeah, that's about it.
Yeah. If you go older and older, it's like there's a different type of driver talent that goes into that. I feel.
Probably. I mean, I don't know. I think faster cars are the way they are because of technology.
Yeah.
So you're not gonna compare an Evo to a GT3 RS, right?
Mm-hmm.
So because the GT3 RS is a lot better of a car.
Mm-hmm. So that's fair. Yeah, because like you couldn't throw 800 horsepower into a road course car 40 years ago.
Yeah, you couldn't.
I just feel like it wouldn't be possible. Well, F1 cars currently, they only do paddle shifters, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but when did they get rid of manual in F1?
It was Ernst Senna in the 90s, I think.
Wasn't?
I couldn't imagine where they even put a manual gearbox in those.
Did you not see Ernst Senna just driving one hand to shifting gears on Monaco? Yeah.
It's such those old videos are so freaking cool. It breaks my heart that we don't see like these crazy drastic changes. Like if you look at back in like, what was it, 76, 77, 78 or whatever. I want to say it was the 70s when they had the 6-wheel F1 cars.
Oh yeah.
It's like you would never see that in F1 today. Like, you know, this guy has 4 wheels, that guy has 6, like drastically different designs. I feel like it's getting funneled more and more to be more like, I want to say indie, you know, where it's more consistent.
Yeah.
We got AJ from episode 35.
We got a live crowd here.
Yeah. It's freaking, yeah, that's one of the cool things about being at shows. Actually, I want to hear people's feedback on this. Message me on Instagram or Facebook. I've thought about doing like a 12-hour live stream.
Do it.
Yeah, dude, we're coming up on 1 year.
Yeah.
We got to do something special.
Yep, do it.
It'd be kind of cool to like do it at like a location like this, or at my future location, which I'll announce here the next few weeks here. To basically just have people coming in, like every 2 hours, like I'll have a new guest come in, and it'll be like a 12-hour live stream from 8 to like 8 or something like that. Would that be cool?
That'd be awesome.
I'll probably be one of those guests because I don't think I can do more than 2 hours.
Yeah, I remember the episode where Sean is like, just end this.
Yeah. I was ready to get up and walk away. I'm like, all right, see you guys.
Yeah, we had to stop doing the double headers here because Sean just couldn't keep up, dude. But you're doing well today. I mean, he took over early on. He's caffeinated. He had his breakfast. I mean, you know.
Well, this is something that, you know, it's fresh in my mind, and it's something that I'm really interested in because I feel like it's a really fun sport. Like when you do it, I had an amazing time at Road America. So like talking to you and you telling me like Road America is not even the best track. Like there's so much better tracks like to go to, and it's like I want to go experience these. And the best way that so far I've been able to do it is through road rallies, because you know we get a day at the track, and you know we're not like super competitive. We're not in like some, you know, competition. Yeah, we're not in competition. We're not in a class where it's like, oh, you know, you're all set up similarly, so you know this is, you know, the times that you should be running. So that it's just something that I'm really interested in right now.
Yeah. Well, I'm not saying the Road America is not a great track. It's just personally, I'm not a big fan of like straight corner, straight corner, straight. Like there's nothing that you have to think about. You don't have to think about like, oh, I got to set up myself for this next corner, because it's just all 90-degree, 100-degree corners.
You like it more technical. Like 100%. You want to plan the next 3 corners.
Yeah, that's why I think NCM is my favorite track, because your hands are constantly moving side to side. Taking Apex as like, you just, the S's, you got to think like, oh, I cannot just straight up this corner. I have to back side the corner and then do the other corner and then come up back from the straightaway, like 4th gear. So shift mid corner. Like that's the stuff that I like to think about.
Yeah, so when I did my first autocross event with Morgan's Motorplex, like I really, really got a feel for that, because in autocross, like depending on how the track is set up, like you got to think about the next few corners. Like just before I would get onto that super long straight, like I could be losing 5-10 miles an hour going into it if I messed up my last 2 corners, which is huge. That's precious seconds, and that's where I really wish I got another 2 laps in, because I probably would have done so much better.
Oh yeah. That's what I like about autocross. You only get 6 runs, like it or not. If you've messed up your last 2 runs, then it is what it is.
Yeah, it's really exciting. I don't know. I'll have to throw around the idea. I might have to join you guys on that last one. Just full send it.
Like I said, I'm going to put it here in the podcast. I threw Harris my keys. It's his decision to see if he wants to go or not.
You do not want me. Okay, so we found this out on the rally, by the way.
Yours is a manual?
Yeah, you're only 2nd gear.
Oh, okay. Well, still. Dude, he'd find a way to mess it up.
I'll find. Yeah, I'll give you.
I just put a new transmission that I broke 2 weeks ago, and it's got a new clutch. So there's nothing you're gonna break.
Oh, I'll break everything. I'm gonna give you 6 neutrals immediately. Why are you in 6th, Harris? I don't know. We're going fast. No, so we found this out last week on the rally, right? I can drive manual, but in more rally-like circumstances, I get really stressed. I was really, really stressed out, because like I would try to, you know, drive spirited. I can't. I don't have enough seat time for that yet. And so basically, I didn't stall ever outside of like, you know, when you park. I don't count that as a stall.
Yeah.
You're a mean person if you count that as a stall.
Yeah, you meant to stop anyways.
Yeah, I was literally parked, had the handbrake up. I just forgot to turn the car off. But my biggest fuck up would be going from, I'd try to go 5th to 4th. I would pull it too much and end up in 2nd.
Oof.
Yeah, it's not good. Yeah, so that was the I did that 2 or 3 times, and then the rest of the rally, I was like, no, I think I did it twice, and then I was like, you know what, I'm taking this slow the rest of the rally. Like, I ended up 20 minutes behind everybody.
Yeah. I don't know how you guys did the rally. On the way here from the cruise, my back started hurting from my seat.
Dude, shut! No. You got a full blown race seat in that thing, though.
Yeah, that's how I did the Colorado trip.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could
in the Evo.
Yeah,
it had that.
Yeah.
How do you even see?
Well, you just hope nobody's there.
Oh yeah, because it has those side things.
Yeah, it's
oh
a containment seat. Yeah.
What is it called?
Containment.
Containment for your head.
Yeah. So it has the halo kind of thing for side to side when you crash. So
that's a legit seat too. What do those seats go for?
I think they're about like $850, $1,000 maybe.
Yeah, because like that's like top tier, right? Pretty much. Because like then you start getting the ones that don't have like the side to side and all that stuff.
That's what the Evo has for Autocross. Like the one without it, so you can take it to the track.
Okay.
When it freaking runs. Yep.
When it freaking runs. Hey, I want to ask you this just because I'm doing a little bit of market research. Would you rather? Oh, because have you ever been down south, like Tail to Dragon?
No.
This is a tough question. Damn, I was going to ask you, do you prefer the Appalachian Mountains or the Rocky Mountains? But I guess you can't really answer that if you haven't been down there. You kind of got close with...
I've been to both. I would definitely do Appalachian. The Rocky Mountains, they're dangerous. They get, all suddenly you're just going downhill for a really long time, and it can overheat brakes, and same with like going up. So I would do Appalachian. I really like it because even though there is a lot of elevation change, it's smooth elevation.
You can rip it pretty hard. Me and Ross were in the Supra last year, and we were going through Blood Mountain. That was one of the best experiences I've had in a car. Blood Mountain is by far one of the best roads I've been on. Now, we did miss Cherahola Skyway. I want to try that next. We did part of Devil's Triangle, but yeah, we got to get you down south, dude. You would love those roads.
Yeah, let's plan on it. As long as I don't have to drive the race car there.
Yeah. Well, definitely don't do it on E85. You're one of the few people that's done a rally on E85.
Oh, that's tough. That was tough.
Mark did it in his GT500. They planned out the whole rally, but the thing is, the rally was Minneapolis to Chicago. It's a lot easier to plan if you don't have
not multiple
So
states.
the stretch when we went on the helicopter ride at it was Venom, right? From the helicopter ride to I don't even know where it was. We passed a state to get to Colorado. It was Wyoming.
I want to say we went through Wyoming. What's the one under it? Oh my god, my geography, dude. You know what's messed up is that when people come to this country, such as like my parents are immigrants, they have to know all 50 states.
Yeah.
I've been in this country 24 years. I'm forgetting my states right now.
Same.
Is that part of the Northwest that is just like they're all one state?
Correct. Yeah, I don't know them. Don't really care for them. But so when I was driving down, my fuel gauge was a quarter of a tank, and the Evo got like 45 miles per quarter of a tank. So, and we had no reception. I was like, I'm just going to get stranded in the middle of the road. My wife was in the car. She was like stressing out. And I was like, God, why did I take this car here? And then we got a little bit of signal. We called Trevor. I was like, hey, Trevor, where you at? He's like, and he was just cutting out. I was like, meet me somewhere. And he sent him my location. And when the car was like already sputtering, he was like, pop, 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 pop. Oh. And we saw Trevor just waving his hands. We're like, oh my God, we made it. We just filled up as much as we could with some random E85 and made it to Colorado that night. That was rough, 20-something hours because the Evo only made it to 70 miles an hour. You guys were there for 2-3 hours. We got there, you guys were drunk. I got there and went to a hotel and just slept. So rallies are not for me.
Dude, rallies are stressful if you're on E85 because I know Carissa was on E85 too. It's like, it's just stressful. Don't do it to yourself. Like, you got to do it, especially, and here's the other thing. You're on a turbo car. Just do flex fuel. It's okay.
Yeah, you can. But then you have to worry about what kind of mix is in the car. Then you got to do all...
Yeah.
I just fill it up.
It's tough. It's tough, especially when you get like older cars. Because I think new cars, you can do flex fuel a little bit easier, right?
I don't know. I haven't done it.
Yeah, that's fair.
I either go full blown or don't do it at all.
Because Eric's GTR, when he had it had flex fuel, right? So like he'd be able to switch between E85 and 93, no problem. I shouldn't say no problem, but yeah. I wonder what's that
Yeah.
revving out there.
What the?
That was loud. No, dude, we were on the way to the show here today. A truck did a burnout. Did you see that?
I saw that. Yeah, he was.
And then what was it? It was a Dodge something that also did a burnout at a
I think it
stoplight.
was a Cornet.
Cornet, that's what it was. Yeah, just right at the stoplight. It's like, dude, like, really?
Yeah. I was like, you're right by my house. Don't do that. Don't do that shit.
They're just showing up on the Mercs who can't do a burnout because they
I
have
thought
no
about
idea
it.
how to turn off the traction control.
Oh, dude, it's super easy to turn off traction control in the Merc because it's just a dial. Because like some of these like newer like track cars, like literally it's just it has like, oh, I want 30% traction control dials. Like it's
so
super cool.
That's so cool.
Yeah, I'll show you, and I'll let you sit in the car. I'll show you after. It's super sick. Like it's just so. I talked about this with Mark, right? Like, cause he would have let me drive the GT500 on a track. I found out after. I wish I knew that, but it's like some of these newer track cars, they're so dummy proof, and they have so much cool tech. It's like, oh, I want this. Turn the dial.
Yeah, but the problem is when you put a dummy driver in a dummy car, and then the dumb
you
thing
make
happens, then you end up in a wall.
You make it too easy for them to turn off driver aids.
That happened at Road America. I shouldn't say he's a dummy driver. I don't know. Maybe he's very skilled, but apparently he crashed his own car at Road America the day before. I can't remember what car it was, and then he brought his dad's R8 the next day, and then apparently he was also like holding up traffic from what I heard from AJ. And it's just like, all right, cool. Maybe get some more practice.
Yeah.
It's scary. I mean, I crashed, and it's so scary to get back in the driver's seat after that happens.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. I'm like, dude, once you crash, it's kind of like, the universe telling you like, hey, like, don't give up, but, maybe like stop and think about what you're doing.
Yeah. Well, I didn't even have the time for that. So as soon as I got towed off track, I parked it. And my wife kept calling me. She's like, are you okay? I saw on the live stream that you're on a wall. I was like, I'm fine. And I turned around, and my friends had my car apart. They're like, we're going to get you in the next session. So 2 hours later, I didn't even have time to think what happened.
Yeah, shake it off.
Yeah, I didn't have time for that because I was working on the car, just grabbing a hammer, make sure the tires won't rub on the fenders, and borrow parts from a different car, and then just put it on, drove straight to grid. They called 5 minutes to grid, and I was already on grid.
Wow.
So it was ridiculous. I had to go back on track. So that's the only reason why I think I'm still doing this. Because I think if I would have had time to realize what happened, I'd be like, oh, maybe I should just park it, just go home. Then I don't think I'll be back in the driver's seat.
Yeah, if you let the nerves, like if you start overthinking it, like this is hardly comparable, but like I really hurt myself in the gym in January or whatever, and it's like I haven't made, like I was, lifting triple the weight I am right now. It's like it's still in the back of my head, right? Like I'm overthinking it. It's like, oh man, I'm scared. Like, what if this happens again? What if next time the injury is worse? Like you might be thinking, what if next time's the crash is worse or whatever? It's just it's tough when you get in your own head. But dude, you know who I respect a shit ton? Joe Guan Yu. After that crash, what was it, last year? It was last year.
Joe Guan Yu hit the wall at Road America in 2018.
No, Joe Guan Yu's crash when in F1 when he flipped sideways.
Yeah, and in the barriers.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that was.
So I don't know if you saw this clip, Sean, but basically what happened is Joe Guan Yu, I think he got hit by someone or something happened. But anyways, he ended up upside down, sliding on the halo of the car, and he was sliding in on the halo like well over 100 miles an hour, and then he hit the guardrail, and then he was between the guardrail and then the barrier.
Tires. Yeah, and the tire wall. Yeah. And he was just stuck there.
What?
And everybody was like, I was watching the race, like, and I was like, no way.
I was watching it live, and the photos afterwards looked sick, by the way, because it's literally just sparking above his head. But he shook it off. He came back the next
He literally
race.
got out of the car. He's like, I'm okay, thanks. And just walk it off. F1 cars have, like, crazy safety, though.
But the Alfa Romeo, I was reading about it. It actually had, I think it was like 50% more safety or whatever on the Halo. Like they were actually over spec on that Alfa Romeo. I'm not sure if the other cars were, but they take their safety seriously, dude. He would have been dead without that Halo.
Yeah.
1,000%.
Yeah, that's why I don't play when it comes to safety, man. Like people make fun of me because I'm walking around in my fire suit. Like I wear a fire suit. I wear racing shoes. I wear gloves. I wear a Hans. I wear a helmet. It's all this stuff, What if something happens? You're on a car that has fuel and a hot exhaust. You get a fuel leak. You're on fire. I don't want to deal with that.
It reminds me. Have you seen Talladega Nights?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's like, he thinks he's on fire. I'm on fire. And then he's like talking about like, I'll switch to whatever religion, Jesus, Allah, all of them. He's just like freaking out. But no, dude, it's scary stuff. Like, cause you're talking about precious seconds. Like again, you know, to go back to the Dona Media high-low, it's like when they are testing those gloves, these ones burn immediately. Those ones buy you what, 10, 11 seconds?
Yeah, that's more than enough.
That's precious seconds. You know what I just remembered? Do you remember
Romain Grosjean when he hit that wall at Bahrain?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was scary.
The fact that he got out of that unscathed, that was crazy. But I wanted to talk about earlier this season, I think it was this season, where Carlos Sainz, his car was on fire, and then the car was rolling back. Like, and where was the safety team? They were taking forever to get there. You know which race I'm talking about?
Yeah, it was the Red Bull Ring.
It was the Red Bull Ring, yeah. He's literally like, they couldn't get the blocks under the car or whatever to keep the car from rolling back. So he's literally, the car is moving, and he's on fire. That was sketchy shit.
Yeah. And
it was like full flames at that point, I think.
Yeah, that's why I don't play with safety.
Yeah, you don't want to mess with safety whatsoever. So that is crazy.
The only thing I'm missing is a cage. But I also don't have $6,000 to spare. So.
Yeah. Would you do a half or a full?
It has to be full for wheel to wheel.
That makes sense. Why are you putting a cage in the 1M?
Never. I realized the 1M is not a track car. It's a rally car.
That's a track car. It's definitely a track car.
No, I mean, like, I wouldn't take it to. I'd want to take it to the track, but you know, it's good for those occasional. You know, it's good for getting to the track and getting off the track. Yeah. I think like getting a full track car and using that as like, I'm gonna run this on this track multiple times, like for multiple events. That's what I've finally like realized. Like, I don't want to do that to like my own, like to the 1M. Like, it's meant for it, but it's not meant for it.
Yeah. He wants to keep it for himself.
I want to keep it. Yeah. I mean, like, some people do it and like it's because they got like high ass miles, but this car is just so perfect the way it is.
Yeah,
and
I like the way it looks.
To continue to change it, it's gonna hurt it.
Yeah.
I love the way that it handles, how it drives. Like,
I mean,
if I'd want to like change it, I'd put in like, you know, full, you know, race seats in it. I'd have to get, you know, cage, a harness. I'd have to, you know, maybe strip out some of the interior, and then it turns into a track car, which it's just not.
You can't drive anymore on the street.
And then exactly, it's not streetable.
Enjoyable.
Like, it's a 1M, but then it wouldn't be like your 1M anymore. It'd be the track's 1M.
Yeah, exactly. I'd have to trailer it everywhere. It wouldn't be comfortable, and that's why I like it as a rally car.
Yeah.
It's comfortable enough where I can drive across the country for hours in it. You know, the transmission, the clutch, it's, you know, I can drive it on the street and I can take it to the track. It can handle it. Yeah. You know, so
I mean, we did autocross at the beginning of the year too. That was pretty fun.
Yeah, I'm like taking it to small events like that too. Like, I can do that.
Local events.
Yeah, like, I just don't think I want to turn it into like full-fledged race car.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, I don't blame you.
Like, I'd take like a 135 and turn it into a full race car. Like, that'd be fun. Or getting like a C5 Corvette and turning that into a full race car. Or Corvette. join your buddies at the Honda Fit Sunday Cup. Like,
oh, we should totally do that.
I just want to roll up to the meet in a Honda Fit.
Keyword being roll.
Podcast livery all over the car. That'd be sick.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, I should actually probably get that made next. Actually, so for the rally, we actually made like a Monoxide Automotive Podcast livery. I don't know if you saw, but it had the M colors. It looked really cool. I was really happy with that. I was thinking about doing the same thing for my Golf, like taking the exact same design, but making it German colors. Mm-hmm. So that'd be really cool. It was awesome. It was a quick design that I put together, but it was legit. We took off all the stickers at a gas station though, because we found this M4. So the GT500s, this is a funny story. They saw the M4 coming on the ramp, ripping it. So then they were like about to go, you know, mess around with this random total guy. We saw him like a half mile before. So Sean's like downshifting just. Yeah. By the time the GT500s even realized the M4 was there and it was an actually quick car, Sean was already doing like triple digits. Yeah. I mean, and this is not incriminating Sean because he's not admitting to any of this, right, Sean?
No, this is all fiction.
This is all fiction. This is Harris's fucking fantasy.
Yeah.
It was all done in Mexico, right?
Yeah. Habla. No, I don't know. Dude. Yeah, okay, real quick rant. not a rant, short tangent. I took 5 years of Spanish in all my years of schooling. I don't know shit.
What do you know?
I don't know. I said vamos yesterday.
I know how to say mi amo Sean.
There you go.
I don't know. I know how to say the dirty stuff. But I'm not going to
Dos
say
tacos.
That's very important to know.
Yeah, these are the important things to know. Oh, dude, do you remember that taco truck on the Whiplash Rally last year? That thing was good. At the track.
I can't recall.
Dude, there were some good ass I bought tacos for everybody. I was like, put it on Amex. That's gonna be my future team name. Put it on Amex. Okay, so we got a little bit sidetracked from 20 minutes ago. So you really, really love National Corvette Museum.
Yes.
What are your next favorite tracks and why?
I would say Barber Motorsports Park in Alabama, Birmingham, Alabama. That's really, really nice track. The facilities are awesome. It's a 5-minute drive from when you get into Barber to when you get to the track. It's a 5-minute drive. It takes you up hills and you get to see the whole track. It's really awesome. That track is really cool. Then, I don't know, a track with no risk, like pretty much zero risk, is Gingerman Raceway in Michigan. It's only 10 hours from here. It's really nice.
Yep, I was supposed to rent that one for Whiplash Rally North before I ended up canceling the event. Amazing people. They were super friendly.
Oh, they're so nice. They're real grassroots people.
Yeah.
Grassroots motorsport people.
So then I kind of want to get a little bit of clarification from you on this then. So what makes a track an amazing track to you? Like, what do you look for? What makes it the one?
When there's technicality, there's speed, there's got to be a lot of mental preparation. You know, whenever you go and you study, like after every session you watch your GoPro, you're like, okay, I can push it here. I'm taking this corner like a little wrong or something. I like that stuff. So there's like tracks like Road America. There's not really something you can study. I mean, yeah, I can hit the brakes a little later here. I can get on throttle earlier, you know. But I don't know. I like more technical kind of tracks for myself. Something that doesn't have a wall 5 feet from the track, because I'm not a big fan of that stuff.
So you want it to be technical, but you also want it to be a good bit of runoff too.
Yeah. So that's why I like NCM, Barber. Gingerman has like literally only one wall that you have to be doing something really stupid to hit that wall. Even though it has happened to a friend of mine, but I don't know.
Is Gingerman pretty technical still?
Yeah.
It's pretty flat, I've heard, right?
It's pretty flat. There's not a lot of elevation, but there's like SS, like high speed SS, which is like typically in my car it's fourth gear, like 90 miles an hour. Just like SS turning the car.
You feel it.
Oh yeah, it's awesome.
It's a 2-mile road course too, right?
2 point something, I think.
Yeah.
It's really nice. I like that. It's got 2 straights. You're gonna hit well over 130 in a really fast car.
So you're a big advocate for GridLife.
Yeah, I mean it's the only pretty much racing series that I've been on. So
how does so it's a series then? So is there like points and stuff in that?
Yep.
So how do the points in that work?
I think it's 25 points for first place, 18 for second, or something like that.
And that's based off of times of day, or like
times of the weekend.
Times of the weekend.
Yeah.
So what do you mean times of the weekend?
So GridLife has usually a 2-3 day event.
Okay.
So your fastest lap of the whole weekend is what counts.
Oh, okay.
Unless you do a festival event, is like you qualify and then there's a top 5 shootout. So it's like you only get 2 laps out of the top 5 fastest cars in each class. So then you have to say your fastest lap within those 2 laps, and that puts you in a podium or a 4th or 5th. Yeah.
So then when you register, do you have to register for all GridLifes throughout the year to compete?
You can pick. There's 7 usually, but you can pick from 1, 2, 3. I think to be in a contention for a championship, you need to have 4 events.
Oh, okay.
4 or more, and then only the best 4 count.
Oh, okay.
So you can do 7 events, but only your best 4 count. So if you got 4th, but then you got another event that you got like second, you can use that event instead of the 4th place.
Okay, so that makes sense. So if I were to go do all 7 and you just do 4, you could still win just by doing 4 because only the 4 count.
Yeah,
okay.
let's just say you do 7, but you ended up second in all of them, and I ended up first in all of them, then I still win.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So is there like a bulk registration thing too? Like if you want to do all 7 or not?
Yeah, I mean, at the beginning of the year, they give you it's called Gold Pass. So then you get it for like a discounted price, and that's what I usually do because it's expensive. Tracking is really expensive.
What's a gold pass cost?
You get 4 events. I think I paid $2,300 for the whole year.
And that's just to go to the event. That doesn't even include, the consumables, the brakes, the tires, actually going there, because you trailer your car, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's like it adds up. So probably a whole season probably costs you
$10,000
easy.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, that's why I'm taking a year off next year because I don't think I can afford it anymore.
But you're still gonna do like local, like autocross.
Oh yeah, I'll be doing like local stuff.
Man, that's really cool. I can see why you're so crazy about GridLife. Okay, so I've heard about it, but like now that I never had like an in-depth understanding of it, that is so cool. It's cheaper than golf too. No, I'm kidding.
No.
But,
Probably not.
No. That is well, golf is actually I found out it's not cheap.
No, it's not cheap.
Yeah,
Golf's not cheap. But
yeah. Nobody hit me up to buy my golf clubs. I hate all of you. But trying to get rid of those fucking things to buy tires.
You chose a bad time, dude. It's end of season.
I know. I'm also gonna be selling a smoker here too on Facebook Marketplace.
Oh man,
Who's gonna buy a smoker?
You can smoke meat in the winter.
Yeah, dude. Honestly, like I'm a big barbecue guy, but the rest of my family really isn't, so we don't really use the smoker. I mean, I could, but then who's gonna eat it? It's like when you're smoking, you're doing a ton of meat at the same time.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude, it's freaking dude. Yeah, I love hobbyists, like people who get really, really deeply involved into something, whether it's golf, smoking meat, other things with meat, or track days, like you. Like that's you're obsessed.
I am. I think I am. I was having this conversation with my wife last night. I was like, I really think I have track hangover. Like I just went on a track last week, but I want to go back to another track event.
Yep, us with rally hangover. Those few days hurt because you're getting used to normal life because like you're not doing triple digit speeds and doing challenges and all this stuff. Granted, there wasn't a lot of challenges on this one, but rally hangover is real. Does GridLife do the same tracks every year too then?
They try to add like bucket list tracks. So last year they added Lime Rock Park.
What's that? That's out east?
Yeah, Connecticut.
Yeah.
Then they added Watkins Glen. So they're doing Laguna in 3 weeks from now or something like that. Yeah. I would love to go to Laguna. It's just so expensive. The ticket is $1,200.
It's for an individual, right? For an individual ticket?
For a car and two crew passes.
Right. So you would save money if you did like the gold pass, right?
I think the gold pass is $1,200 or $1,000 or something like that. Yeah.
Wow. That's freaking nuts. That's an expensive season.
Yeah, and then $4,000 in fuel to get there and back, plus tires, brakes, oil changes.
Yeah, because how far is the drive to Laguna?
36 hours from here, I think.
Dude, I don't get how people can afford, some of these setups. Have you seen like these trucks and trailers that people are hauling? They have like, stagger
trailers.
Yeah, they got like stacks in them, like double lift, like they got multiple cars that they're towing, and they're literally driving like a semi truck that's like converted into a house on the back half. Like,
we saw this crazy setup last weekend. So it was this guy in an RV. The RV was real nice, really nice, and it had a open stocker trailer with a McLaren 720 in the back and a Viper ACR. And he was taking turns what car to drive each session. It was so cool.
Sounds like something AJ would do, because AJ used to have a double stacker he got rid of, I think, and he would take multiple cars.
Yeah, and it was just me and my friend Dana with our open trailer, our trucks not brand new, and just parked in. We're like, yeah, we wonder what these people do for a living, because me and him, we both can't keep up with the expenses of racing. It's just so much money.
Yeah, and those consumables, they get more expensive too. Like think about to be fair, like 720 probably has carbon ceramics, so that lasts a while. But like
the oil change and just like some of the tires too, like those can go for thousands of dollars.
Yeah. Tires are probably what would you say your biggest consumable is when it comes to racing?
you do an oil change after every race, right?
Yeah, before every event, it gets fresh fluids on it.
Yeah, but oil is cheap, especially if you do it yourself.
Yeah,
cheap.
but every event, and if you're doing,
I would say I
10 a
probably
year.
went to 2 sets of tires this year, which is each set is like $900. So that's $1,800.
So what tires do you use?
Well,
Because obviously you don't use like the best of the best.
Well,
it just wouldn't make sense.
We can. Club TR is sponsored by Falcon tires.
Okay.
So you have to use a Falcon tire. So it has to be either a 615K or a 660. And those are the only 2 tires, and the size that you buy is usually really expensive. 255 is the widest tire we can use. So that's $900. And then people buy a fresh set every event. So it's like everybody goes with a brand new sticker set every event. It's just so much money.
And what tread width?
It's 200 treadwear tires.
Is that like the regulation, or is that just what you prefer?
No, that's the only.
That's all you can use.
If you want to use anything less than that, you have to be in the unlimited class, which is people on Hoosiers or like slicks, and then that's what $2,000 a set of tires probably.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, dude. Freaking Mark had the Cup 2Rs on the on Road America. Those things were ridiculous. How he made it into rain is beyond me.
I know he made it a lot further than last time we got hit with rain and we drove with him. I feel like this time he just kept going. He pushed through it. Last time, anytime we hit rain, he was like, we got to pull over. We got to stop.
Dude,
we have
it was
to wait till it
torrential
passes.
downpour this time. Like, it was coming down. It was the funniest moment under rally. One of the funniest, at least, was when we drove past Matt Kuhn's photography and they were pulled over into R8, and it was just downpour. We drive, I shit you not, like 150 feet, no rain. Like, he was like on the edge of this crazy rain cloud, just getting drenched. It was hilarious. So, gotta give him a shout out though. He had, dude, like every rally, and I think you've done. Did you only do one with me? Yeah. I think every rally you kind of add people to the rally fam. It's like this year we added Jay and Matt. Like, they were just down to have a good time. So shout out to those guys. So we'll see who joins us in the future rallies.
Yeah, well, we missed out on a lot of our family too. Chase and Jamie. We got a lot of people that didn't make it this year. So
yeah, it's a bummer. But
we hope to see you guys soon.
Yeah, next year. Yeah, dude. I feel like that. I feel like everybody has to do at least one rally. If you're involved in a car community, you have to do at least one at some point, whether it's, Community or G-Force or My Events or whatever the heck it is. Like, you have to do at least one, and I'm glad you did one. You went the cheapest year.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I did it.
Yeah, because the hotels were on fire sale because of COVID. I struck a deal with PPIR to where I had to pay per person rather than a full rental because we were sharing the track with other track day people, which is probably the most cost-effective way to rent a track. But tracks aren't cheap, dude.
No.
That one's actually not that expensive. PPIR, if I remember correctly, at least back in 2020, I think they told me like $5,000 or $6,000.
That's really cheap, but I mean that track sucks.
It doesn't. It's a small track, and it's not very technical. Which
there's got some technicality, but I'm just saying that dip in the banking. My friend of mine broke a wheel and hit the wall at 120 miles an hour.
Dude, so what Piero's talking about is, so at PPIR, right? Like, you go from like the road course portion onto the bank, and you hit that hard because it's like
there in the banking, the other side of the, once you come out of there's a straightaway, and there's the bank corner. There's a dip, and if you hit it just right, it moves your car like 2 feet.
Oh yeah, I remember them pointing that out and be like, follow this line. If you don't, you're gonna hit that dip, and you're gonna send your car into the wall.
Yeah, it's not fun. A friend of mine just literally wheel broke from the hub and then spun him around and hit the wall. It was scary. It's scary to watch that.
That is freaking nuts. What
is that?
That is my phone ringing. I have it on Do Not Disturb.
That is so loud.
That is the loudest thing I've ever heard. Yeah, Sean, keep talking. I'm gonna fix that. Talk track stuff.
All right.
So we went tracking with the 1M.
Speaking of 1Ms,
I did a great job. I had an instructor in the car with me, and he had a M3, like 2006 M3, so he was like very familiar with the gearing. So he was able to tell me, okay, you want to be in third here, okay, be in fourth, and hold that throughout the entire turn. So he really helped me like get my time down into the 2 minutes, and that was like my ultimate goal was to be in the
sub 3 minute lap.
Sub 3 minutes, exactly. And I don't know, obviously you said you got a 1:24, 4 seconds off the lap record. I didn't even know that was possible.
Well, not track record from my class.
Oh, for your class,
yeah,
right?
Yeah,
and not
there's people that done it in
Indy cars do it in probably a minute less.
I don't know. I just know one Ferris Kurtumi. He has it. I don't know if you guys know who that is. 2,000 horsepower Corvette time attack car.
What was the name again?
Ferris Kurtumi. He set the fastest production car record at Road America.
And what was that time?
2 minutes 8 seconds or something like that.
Wait, what?
Yeah, 2 minutes 8 seconds or something like that.
Oh
Fastest
my.
production car.
Yeah, I was talking. I'm gonna give him a shout out again. He's gonna love this. So I was last episode I was talking about Caleb Eisenberger, who we're gonna have on. He said the front of the pack, I think Cup cars or whatever, they do 207 or something like that, full blown race cars. I think.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. What's the fastest the car's gone around there?
IndyCar.
Okay, well,
Yeah, Indy cars are the fastest ones on that track.
Wow.
yeah, well, sorry. Ferris Kurtumi did a 2:04.8.
And that was a production C7, C6?
C6Z, making 2,000 horsepower, twin turbo.
How do you even make that work?
Wait,
dude?
so how'd you do a minute 27?
No, I did a 2 minute 25.
Oh,
2 minute 24.4.
2:25. Okay,
Yeah.
I was gonna say, dude,
There's no way.
a whole minute off.
Yeah, no, there's no way.
Yeah.
Wow, that's pretty, dude. That's even faster than Mark. He set 229, 230 or whatever.
2:30 with a theoretical best of 2:27.
He was so mad, dude, because
Yeah.
he had his 2 best sectors, and then on the 3rd sector, traffic.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He was so mad. He was about to smoke that theoretical, but damn. So you're saying some serious times in that Evo then?
Yeah, well, that Evo was pretty fast.
Oh, dude, you raced with Mark and that McLaren, and you were giving them a run for their money.
I think I beat both of them.
You definitely were. If you didn't, I'd be surprised because you were the only one that was able to keep up and surpass them.
So outside of your GoPro footage, so what do you do to improve your track times? Do you have an app or anything like that?
Yeah, so I run AIM Solo, which is a track GPS lap timer. But that also records G-force, that records brake pressure, speeds in different corners, so you can see where you're getting on the throttle, where you're getting on the brakes.
Oh, so you hook it into your car?
Yep.
Okay. That's pretty sick.
So it's pretty nice. It's just really hard to understand. I'm not an IT person by all means. Microsoft Word 2008. That's the latest I learned. I'm not good with computers at all. So me learning that was a whole journey. So, but yeah, we use that a lot. After every session, we pull data with different people and compare it. Where they're making time than you. What does a car do, right? Mm-hmm. So there's a lot of people that make more power than me. So on the straightaways, they would make it up, and then when I hit the brakes, I hit the brakes really late. That's something I'm really good at. So I use that to my advantage. So we can kind of see where people can hit the brakes or where people are going faster than you. That's what we use.
Does it also give you a visual representation too, or no?
No, that's the only problem. It does not.
I wonder. You'll have to show me in the future what that data looks like, because I'm sure there might be a way to visualize it.
Pretty sure there is. I mean, once you hook up there's a Smarty Cam that they sell from AIM, and that will give you the whole graphic and video where you're hitting the brakes, and then it will overlap the data for you. So as soon as you plug it into your computer, that's data, video, and everything is just all together, which is pretty cool, but it's expensive.
Yeah, what does it cost?
I think the camera is $1,300.
Oh my god!
And it's a 720p camera.
What the?
Wow. So that whole setup is $1,300 then?
No, the AIM Solo is $1,000.
Okay. Oh, gotcha.
So it's an additional cost.
But between
those,
it's
like a DLC.
Yeah.
But between those two things, you would take the AIM Solo first, right?
I like AIM Solo more than the Garmin. The Garmin is what gives you video and all, the Garmin Catalyst or something. It's a newer thing. But I don't know. I've worked with a professional racing car driver, and he said that he prefers AIM better. So
okay. That's right. But that's when you really start getting into it. Man, I wish I had the funding to track as much as you do.
Oh, same, dude. I'm just done for the year.
Because that's all you do throughout the year. Like you don't even make it out to as much shows. Like you're just a track rat.
Yeah.
That's
where I feel happy. So
that's where I feel happiness after I get out of the car. It's just this depressing existence. I hate everything.
No, honestly, like I feel good. I feel really good at the track. You know, when you get off that lap, you feel like you just drove your car. You don't really feel like that when you pull up to a car show. Like it's nice to see the cars, but you also want to see what they can do.
Well, when I went to the mile show, I just left my car there and didn't come back until I picked it up. I just saw a couple cars, like, okay, cool, and then just went home.
Yeah, that I don't know.
I like when people drive their cars.
Exactly. You know? Yeah.
Like your car is meant to do something. Do it. Yes, show cars are awesome. I'm not gonna disregard that. People build that. People don't want to track their cars because they're their pride and joy, which is cool. But even if I would have a McLaren or something, I would still try to track it.
That's why I love people that actually do that too. Like, we were at Road America. A lot of those guys were freaking driving, and it's like, yeah. That's why I love people like, again, we'll never have him on the podcast. He likes to keep it low key, but like Mark, he drove the shit out of his Performante. He's done several track days with that thing, and he's smoking cars that are, supposed to be in a league above him. It's just because he's done over 60 road course days. That's a lot of track time. That is ridiculous. And there's just a different appreciation for cars. We mentioned this a million times about Michael Peterson. It's like you never get to truly experience your car until you take it to a track. I don't care how hard you drive the normal streets. You'll never get your tires warm enough.
Yeah, I love that's one of the biggest takeaways that we got from his episode. It's so true.
Yeah, I'm super excited for that. Actually, since we're only an hour into this right now, I want to say if people have questions for Michael Peterson, because we are going to do a vehicle dynamics special, if there's any topics that we should talk about, hit us up with that too. But do you feel like you've gotten to understand your car a lot more over the years? Like, is there something that you want to learn more about?
Yeah, I mean, I still feel I need to drive a lot better, because in Minnesota-wise, I'm probably one of the top 10 drivers.
Yeah,
here.
Didn't you get a trophy recently?
Yeah, I think I won unlimited class at Proving Grounds.
Mm-hmm. Wow, congrats, dude. That's incredible.
Yeah, well, it's because my car didn't have interior, so I think I beat, my only competition was a ZL1 on slicks.
Hey, don't put yourself down, though. I mean, first is first, baby.
Yeah.
So that was pretty good. I feel like my lap times are comparable to people that drive 500-600 horsepower cars here. But the thing is, once you go nationwide to GridLife, the real drivers come out, the real fast people.
Yeah,
so
I always say this about like college football or like high school football. It's like, oh, you were the best at your high school? That's cute. All right. Well, what about everybody that's the best at their high schools? They go to college, and then the best colleges, the best people go from there into the NFL. It's like,
yeah,
you're the best in your local hometown, but when you start playing national, the big leagues, like it's crazy. So
my friend Ron told me, he's like, once you start driving out of state for even small autocrosses, right? Because the event that we went with Sean in April or whatever it was, I think I won the whole event, right?
Oh yeah, you smoked everybody.
So that, and then when you start going out of state for autocross, you realize that people here are fast, but they're not the fastest. There's people that just keep it low key in their local Wisconsin, because freaking Wisconsin drivers know how to drive really well. Those guys, they drive. So once you go to Proving Grounds, you see people that are really, really fast, that you don't see them in your local events. So
that is so freaking. So since you've done stuff across the nation, who would you say are some of the best drivers, like state-wise? Do you have enough, like, would you even be able to answer? Here? Well, no, like, who are the best drivers? Like, what states are the best drivers? Are you even able to? Wisconsin,
for sure.
Really?
So my friend Dana Baczynski, he just won the Club TR championship last weekend. And he was ahead by everybody else. I only ended up top 8. And he ended up 4 seconds in front of me. In a car that makes pretty much the same power as me. So that dude can wheel.
So how big of a gap is 4 seconds? Because I don't think a lot of people understand, like, like that time, like that distance.
Oh, we can explain that perfectly right now with pure silence. All right, when I stop talking, give it 4 seconds.
All right.
That was not 4 seconds. You did not say Mississippi, motherfucker.
No.
Well, just think about
my
it.
clock runs fast.
Yeah. So think about it. We're in a class that we're chasing tenths of a second. So I lost to sixth place was 4/10 of a second, and he was just 4 seconds ahead of everybody else.
Oh wow, he was like in his own league.
Yeah, he was just driving. He was chasing down ACRs. He was chasing down McLarens. He was chasing down like 700 horsepower Subis. Like that. That's in a 200 horsepower K swap BRZ.
This is in a BRZ.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So he can wheel, and then
Dude.
yeah, you guys gotta go to a GridLife, even if it's not like driving. You guys gotta go, like, figure out like people here are not that fast, and when you go over there, you see people with a bunch of funds, bunch of sponsors. Like once you see that 2,000 horsepower Corvette, like, and you hear the thing go on track, I mean 2,000 horsepower sequential V8, sounds so good.
Dude, I can't even imagine like here that. Oh, dude, I really would love to see the video for that car, like just to see like how it, because like I've heard like turbo cars don't do as well on track because they have to spool and all that. So I'd really love to know what the heck is like. I'd love to know more details about that build. That is crazy.
It is a crazy car. I mean, the whole car is made out of Kevlar. No, he changed all the body panels to Kevlar.
That's bananas.
That's money. So
since now we've been 6-7 months since we had you on last time. So what are some of the biggest things you've learned this season?
I feel I learned that racing is really cool, but life continues to move on. So like I can't keep myself trying to fight to make it to an event and just tying my budget all the time because it's so expensive. So I think I'm just gonna give myself a year to grow as a person because racing is always gonna be there. So I'm just gonna take a year off and just build my life back. Like my bank account's kind of dry. Let's just leave it at that, okay? So I think I'm just gonna take a year off. Then learning as a driver, I think just like I always say, seat time is the best mod you're gonna do to your car. More than putting an LS, more than putting a bigger turbo, it's like just drive your car. Just drive your car. That's the only thing you're gonna get better at something. Practice. So
he got in trouble.
No, my wife wants me to keep going.
That's amazing.
She's always been my supporter, but I told her like, yes, just too complicated. Trying to save money, trying to move out. The economy's shit.
It's rough out there.
Yeah.
But I tell that to people all the time, dude. Like, they're out there. Like, women that'll support, or like significant others that will support what you do. Like, they're out there. Like, there's a number of my friends here at the show. It's like, can't go. Like I only go to like one show a month because I did the old ball and chain. And it's like, it's awesome to have somebody that supports you to do that. Same with Sean's wife. Like, she'll let him go on a rally. Like, she'll never go on a rally with him. I just don't see that happening. The stress is unreal on rallies. But the fact that she's like, hey, yeah, go for a weekend. Enjoy it with the, with the rally fam. Like, they're out there. If there's anybody.
It's so hard to find that though.
Is it though? Because like, there's a number of people in the car community that do have that. Like Dan and Mallory, they rally together. They both got, supercharged Mustangs. It's like,
yeah,
they support each other's, craziness and love for cars. It's out there. It's just, it's difficult to find maybe, but
yeah. And you got, oh wait, no one.
See, I'm over here making a great inspirational speech, and then dickhead over here is like, oh, you're lonely.
No, you just said it's hard, and he's like, no, it's easy. Like, okay, where's your race car girl with the Finnish flag? Like,
keep talking.
You looking for her at the finish line? Where's that in 50 years from now?
Hey, that's fine. If I find happiness 50 years from now, happiness will come, whether it's now or later, man. I ain't stressing.
You're doing great, honestly, so I wouldn't even worry about it.
This is his back pedal.
No, I'm not trying to seem like, oh, you need a woman in your life. Like, you're doing great as a single male. You are flourishing.
Too, so.
You're creating a respectable community here.
Agreed.
Well, keep going. I'm liking these.
Okay, jeez. I'm not going to turn the next hour into pumping Harris up.
I run out of things to say.
I run out of things today. That was a quick 20 seconds detour. We should have a segment every episode, just compliment the. Oh, that'd be really funny. Like one episode, I just spent 30 seconds complimenting.
I don't need that.
All right, now for the next segment, let's boost Sean's ego. No.
So you're talking about, it's become really hard to support this hobby of yours. A lot of people get sponsors.
Yes.
How do you go about getting a sponsorship?
I think you got to make a name for yourself, So
you got number one. You're number one in Minnesota, baby.
Yeah, but it also people. You're not the only one reaching out for these big companies, right? And a lot of times, these big companies, they want to sponsor like people that have a following, like YouTubers, or somebody that has like first place everywhere. I'm not a YouTuber. I don't have a lot of followers on Instagram, so trying to say like, hey, would you want to sponsor me? I only have like 500 followers on my Instagram. They're like, okay, how many of those are actual drivers? Don't know. So it's kind of hard. Thing. So right now, it doesn't matter how good of a driver you are, it's how much of a following can you bring.
Do you think in the next year, you're talking about like personal growth, do you think part of that is going to be like working on that? So when you come back, you can show like, hey, like I've built this following.
I'll try. I'll for sure try. I mean, I was talking to Harris a couple months ago. I was like, hey, I really want to get into this YouTube thing.
Yeah.
And he was like, you should totally do it. And I'm like,
otherwise... how possible is it to continue racing like this by yourself with no sponsors?
It's really hard.
Yeah, it seems like it with how much you're doing. How many events are you going every year?
Well, this year I cut it out to 3 events.
3 events. Oh, wow.
I did 3 events.
Yeah, you really cut it back.
Yeah. Last year I did 5. And next year I'm doing none. Out of state.
It's a perfect year for a rally then.
I'll try. If I co-drive with somebody in a regular street car, probably.
Yeah, it's tough though. But Brian recently, he talks about his sponsored what was it, like the OBD2 thing or whatever the heck, but he got a big sponsor. They're paying him a good chunk of change. I'm not sure if I'm allowed to disclose it, but it's like because he's built a following. He's got like 100 something thousand on TikTok, which honestly, it's not that difficult. Like you can get 1,000 followers a day at some point.
You have to be consistent with it. I think that's where I lack off. Like sometimes I go like, hey, I'm just gonna start posting like on Instagram because I don't have TikTok 3 times a week, and then I post once. I'm like, okay, I'll let it die for like 3 months.
Yeah. Well,
same.
The tough thing is because especially in your position, like you try to live in the moment, right? Like you don't like in the back of my head, like I'm able to hold a conversation and I could be filming with my other hand. Like that's just a skill that I've built over the years. But it's
just an awesome skill to have.
Yeah, you're like the perfect YouTuber. You're like built in a lab.
Well, because I've been doing this 10 years. Since my first freaking Minecraft channel. It's like I've always had not always, but like I've built these skills, kind of like seat time. So it's something you got to practice. Like being able to talk to people, about how they did on the track, and then filming their cars going around the track, like. If you were able to spend the rest of this season building up content for next year, that would be huge. Like Mike Johnson, he's a perfect example of this. He's posting clips from like a year and a half ago that he, just 360 footage, and then he's got sponsors too. Yeah. So it's like if you're able to just get 360 and GoPro footage, throw it on there. At least it's something. Yeah. Then eventually you can just add commentary. Like, okay, if you have your GoPro footage with the track, right? If you were able to get commentary after the fact, just record your voice into the phone. Okay, what I'm doing here, send it, break. Or show your telemetry. Like this is stuff that's cool to people like me. Like I'd love to see this footage.
You should save this for a masterclass and charge people $100 for an hour.
Maybe one day I will if it's worth it. But like yesterday, I got on the phone with Jamie, Dipworks, who did Dan's Mustang, amazing Mistachrome Mustang. Mistachrome, but
it is Mistachrome.
It's Mistachrome. It's not real. It's not painted into 1990, whatever the fuck. But I got on the phone with him and I'm like, dude, here's what you can do. Because like when you are doing stuff every day, you forget how cool it is what you're doing. That's why I have this podcast. Like I learned a shit ton during this episode. I'm going on a really big monologue here, but it's like I learned a lot of cool stuff from our guests. and I'm able to share it. And I think I'd love to help you. I'm helping Dan start their channel too. So just do cool shit and film it, dude.
Yeah. I guess what I do is cool enough.
Yeah.
You know, like,
It's super freaking cool, dude.
just go on track and just beat the hell living out of my car.
Yeah, and a lot of people were probably like searching like BRZ lap times at this track, and
I mean, I do that.
and a lot of people just I don't know about a lot, but I could see like people just looking up like their some sort of track and wanting to see like real life footage and like feel like they're experiencing it from like a first person view.
Yeah, that'd be cool.
It's all about community, dude. Like,
Yeah.
that's the thing. If, like, you were to get into it and Dan gets into it and, like, I'm just trying to lead this fight of getting everybody to create cool stuff. Because, like, Minnesota's slept on. We got an amazing car scene here. We got an amazing track 2 hours up.
You haven't seen anything. Wait till I go to California and show you what's out there.
That's good for them. But nonetheless, like, we still want to put ourselves on that, too, It's like...
Yeah.
Who are the last big Minnesota YouTubers? We had freaking Tall Guy who left California, and then Minnesota Burns, to go back to the gaming days. It's like, who else have we really had?
Yeah.
Oh, Young Gravy. He's not a YouTuber, but he's a big influencer.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. So, do cool shit, dude. You got a lot of GoPro footage in there.
I do, but I delete most of it because I'm too cheap to buy another memory card.
I'll give you a memory card and I'll buy you a freaking Dropbox subscription. So Piero has never had this question
No,
before.
he was too early. So if you haven't listened to the show before, we like to ask our guests a question that kind of lets us know kind of where they're at with their aspirations for vehicles. So you've listened to this show, so you know what I'm going to ask. Maybe you've thought about it, and it's a rough question for some people, but you just got to choose one daily, one track car, one show car, unlimited budget. Imagination is your limit.
Okay, I give them this a little bit of thought, but let's just say daily driver. I would really like driving a truck. For daily driver, I have a truck, but let's just say new model GMC Sierra Denali 2500.
Yeah, that's what I've noticed with a lot of people who are a little bit more like track rats and people who actually like take their cars to events like that. They always get a truck.
Yeah,
they love them a truck.
I mean, you're just above everybody else. It's comfortable, heated, cool seats. You drive. You live in Minnesota, like you need that stuff.
Yeah.
Track car, GT2 RS Club Sport for sure. Favorite car. Show car. This is something that I always struggled on because I don't know what. I mean, it just feels like you're building your car for somebody else to like it. So
I see it as, people show up to this show with, cars that I've never even heard of, I've never seen, but it's like their pride and joy. They're happy to bring it. Like, this is what they're happy to share with everybody. It's not for people to enjoy,
So I don't know. I still struggle with this. I'll probably say I built this car for the same reason that I loved Evos always. So I think my show car would be my Evo, but like painted and not destroyed bumpers and stuff like that from tracking it all the time.
Yeah, unlimited budget. You could fix it. You have 7 of the same car.
Yeah, so that car on air jacks or something cool like that.
Oh, yeah.
So the exact same Evo you have right now.
Yeah, correct.
Anything else that you would change on it?
No.
Nothing. I love that car.
Just clean it up.
Yeah, just clean it up. Just make it look pretty. I think it's kind of been my dream car since I started on cars, little Evo. I was always a little kid. I always wanted an Evo. I got one and I built it the way I want it. So
yeah,
I think that's the way I keep it.
It's a beautiful car. The wheels on there are freaking awesome. That was an amazing choice. You got good taste.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah, because sometimes people lose taste, unfortunately. But thankfully, everybody at this table has it except for me. That said, where can people find you?
Instagram, Facebook. Instagram at ThatOneEvo8. Hopefully soon on a YouTube channel, but we'll see.
We'll see. I'll keep pushing you. Sean, where can people find you?
All right, everybody, follow me on Instagram. That's at 1MNMopar. Just check it out for hopefully some good content.
Yeah, you're going to be showing the flying pumpkin and the flying blueberry.
Yeah.
As for me, you guys are on this channel, so you found me. Monoxide, literally everything. If you guys want to, how'd you like that Jocko, by the way?
That was awesome.
Yeah,
you
the
can
mango.
get 10% discount.
Yeah, you can get a 10% discount. Use code Monoxide. Which flavor you got over there, Sean?
I got watermelon.
Watermelon?
This one's really good. They're all good. I don't know why you're hating on mango.
Yeah, the mango one is delicious.
I'll have to try it again. I've never tried one cold. That might be what it is. Today I had sour apple, and then I had Tropic Thunder. So I'm very buzzed up right now. What else? Make sure you are signing up for the newsletter. Go to monoxide.com. Get entered on the newsletter to get weekly updates on the podcast, any potential giveaways, prints, all that fun stuff. What else am I forgetting here, Sean? I don't know. I think that's pretty much it. See you all next time. Thank you, Piero, for coming on.
Thank you for having me again.
I look forward to our future guests. Sean, thank you very much for existing and being a fantastic co-host. See you all next time.